square, trying to save my piece of the pie. Is it really right or even fair for my livelihood to be denied for the renaissance of glass and steel? The city's on this side. They're tearing down my life. Too fast, you're moving too fast for a simple man like me. I worked hard half a life on the south side just to raise my family. My business grew, I moved uptown here to Market Square where life savings down. The city says, tear it down, give it all to PPG. Friends said stay, but the judge said no, and I thought this life was free. One by one as the shops closed down here on Market Square, I'm losing ground. I won't give in, won't lay it down, won't give it all to PPG. Lord, I'm a merchant here on Market Square, trying to save my piece of the pie. Is it really right or even fair for my livelihood to be denied for the renaissance of glass and steel? The city's on their side. They're tearing down my life. Oh, it's my accounts lie empty. There's a loophole in my lease. We give you 30 days, not a minute more. Here on Market Square, I gotta close my doors. Makes no sense. If I wanna eat, gotta go to work for PPG. Lord, I'm a merchant, laid off Market Square, tried to save my piece of the pie. Was it really right or even fair for my livelihood to be denied for the renaissance of glass and steel? The city's on this side. They're tearing down my
Oh, it's such a great song. The Merchant on Market Square. And that is, of course, the great Lou Antonucci. And Jenny and I are joined in studio right now by Lou Antonucci. And let me get that. Let's see. So we've got him. He's going to be playing live for us, too. So we got the whole mic setup going. So let's see if we can hear you. Hello, Lou.
Hey, Matt. How you doing?
Good. Well, welcome back to the show. It's great to have you here.
Great to be here. Hi, Jen.
Hello, darling. So good to see you this morning and your smiling face. And I am so looking forward to getting to hear you play. Great joys of coming in with Matt is occasionally I get my own private concert.
Lou, I know we talked about it before, but just briefly, can you tell us the story of that song again? Because I do love that song, and it's an interesting story behind it because it's a sad story really, but it's based on true events.
Yeah, that's back in the 80s. Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania was going through a renaissance both a cultural and a physical renaissance. And in the process of doing that, they wanted several. There were a lot of corporations that were originally based in Pittsburgh that had been moving out. For example, Rockwell International was one of those that moved out of Pittsburgh. It used to have their headquarters there. Well, PPG was another corporate entity that was based in Pittsburgh, and they wanted to keep them there, so they were going to build this big conglomeration of buildings downtown.
Yeah.
And if you ever look at the skyline of Pittsburgh now, you see this big glass building that kind of looks like a castle at the top, has four corners on the top. And so what they did was to provide the land for PPG so they'd stay in Pittsburgh. They pretty much took away much of what was called Market Square.
Yeah.
It was the old town Pittsburgh, cobblestone streets, little shops and bistros. And it was really a fight between the shop owners and Pittsburgh to stay there, or at least get proper remuneration for their businesses.
Yeah.
And so that's the story of one shop owner that fought to keep his business.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end, ended up losing it, and
Yeah.
Like other businesses had to kind of, because the city took the property by eminent domain.
Right. There's that line in there. The city's on their side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, but I mean, Pittsburgh has really grown dramatically over the years, and it's a great city now.
Yeah.
But that's kind of a little sad story of the past.
Yeah. But a great song came out of it. I do love that.
Yeah.
What have you been up to? You're always very, very busy.
Still playing locally. Now that it's summer, it's a pretty busy time because most of the restaurants and clubs add their outside patios.
Yep.
And so they'll have singers out on the patios. So doing that right now. As a matter of fact, I'm playing tonight over at the Homestead in Merrimack.
Okay.
5:30 to 9 this evening over there. And then also kind of in between on my You, Me, and Harry show tour.
Yep.
I did several shows in April.
Okay.
And because of the busy summer with the clubs, I generally will take June and July off from that show.
Okay.
And then back in August, I start back up with that.
Okay.
Got a number of shows coming up in August and September.
Now, for listeners who are not familiar, who may not have heard your previous appearances on the show or are not followers of you online yet, what is You, Me, and Harry?
You, Me, and Harry is, I'm not going to call it a tribute show. A lot of people like to do that.
Yeah.
But it's a 2-hour show, and it's just me, my guitar, and all Harry Chapin music.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a big contingent of Harry Chapin fans out there.
Yep.
And so I do the show, and I generally do it in small stage clubs, intimate 75 to 100 seat clubs. Mm-hmm. And, it's a very engaging type of show. I'm very much engaged with the audience, as Harry used to be.
Right.
And I do all the favorites, but then also a lot of his songs that a lot of folks haven't heard before.
Yeah.
So that's what the show is about, and it's been doing very well. I mean, the first year I did it, I've been doing it 3 years now. First year I did it, I did 3 shows.
Okay.
One in Vermont, one in New Hampshire, one in Maine.
I remember, yeah.
Second year, it grew to 5 shows, mostly in Maine and then Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
And this year, I'm up to 10 shows in the tour now. So I got 6 more coming up. I'm doing one State College, PA, Tuckerton, New Jersey, Kennett Square, Philadelphia, and Gibsonia outside of Pittsburgh.
Okay.
And then 2 up in Maine. So
Wow.
keeping me busy, coming back in August with that.
That's fantastic. Has it surprised you at all just how busy it's kept you? I mean, when you started that project, did you think you were going to be doing as many shows as you are?
I had hoped I would be.
Yeah.
I didn't necessarily think I would be, or it would grow that fast.
Yeah.
But the thing about it is, it takes a lot of time because I do all my own booking and all my own marketing.
Yep.
I do a lot of social, a lot of Facebook, and it's been very, most of pretty much all the rooms so far have been full. So it certainly has gone well so far.
That's outstanding.
So I'm shooting for 20 next year.
Are you? Yeah. Excellent. Good for you. Good for you. Well, so you're going to play some songs for us today. Of course, you brought your guitar. What are we going to hear some of today?
Well, I thought I'd do some original things.
Cool.
In the past, I've done a lot of Harry songs. And
yeah.
I'll do one a little bit later that we'll talk about. But I thought I'd do some original things, and I was feeling somewhat nostalgic.
Okay.
So I'm going to go way back.
Oh.
And kind of give you this little chronology of some of my early songwriting.
Okay.
Okay. Now, this is a song. This was on my CD that we've talked about before, An Almost Perfect Flight. It was actually a song that I wrote when I was 13 years old.
Really?
Yes. One of the first 3 songs I had ever written, and only has 4 chords, very simplistic.
Yeah.
Don't know where it came from.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, it's called "Family Life and Freedom."
Before you start,
sure.
Before you start the song, Lou, just give us a little strum. Just want to make sure we got good levels here. Yeah. That sounds really nice. That sounds really good in the headphones. Okay, we should be good to go.
All right.
All right. The great Lou Antonucci is here with us live in studio.
If you come to see me, don't tell Rosemary. If you bring me flowers, I would not agree to all these simple treasures. Therein life are free, believe me. If your heart is broken, find your sacred tree and plant it in your garden. The truth will lie beneath. Unearth the walls of my obsessions. When you were loving me, believe me. Believe me. All I ever wanted was family life and freedom. All you ever wanted was free. Sifting through the madness, in time we come to see that all these simple treasures there in life are free. So now I'll try to reach them, hoping not to bleed. Believe me. Believe me, all I ever wanted was family life and freedom. All you ever wanted was free. So if you come to see me, please don't tell Rosemary. If you bring me flowers, I would not agree to all these simple treasures. Therein life are free, believe me. Believe me. Yeah, believe me.
Oh my God, I love it.
That was beautiful.
Thank you. You know, on the album, which you can stream on YouTube, An Almost Perfect Flight, on that song, I had some great backup musicians.
Yeah.
A gentleman by the name of Richard Gardzina, who's actually from northern New Hampshire, horn player. He played sax on some of the songs, but on that particular song played some amazing flute.
Oh, really? Yeah.
And it just makes that song kind of a little symphony of its own.
Yeah.
He did a great job with it. So.
And did you say you were 13 when you wrote that?
13.
That's
and
incredible.
I don't know where it came from. The only connection I have to that is my sisters and I had our cousin Patty, who used to come babysit us, and her older sister was our cousin Rosemarie.
Okay.
And so that's probably where I got the name.
I was going to ask you, who's Rosemarie?
Well, that's my babysitter's sister, but it has no connection
right.
to the story of the song.
Oh, okay.
Anyway.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. If you're just joining us, Lou Antonucci is here with us live in studio. Now, do you do when you do the show, You, Me, and Harry, do you do any of your originals during that show, or?
Yeah, I do. There's one of my original songs. I think I did it last time I was here. It's called A Message from Harry.
Okay, right.
I do that one, but I've got a new one that I recently recorded, and it's actually a co-write with Harry.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, an interesting story behind that one. But maybe we'll save that for a little bit.
You want to save that one for a little bit later?
Save that one for a little bit later.
All right.
Got to warm up to that. But yeah, I do some originals. That Message from Harry, and then this new song. But
okay,
it's really all pure Harry.
Yeah. I'm sure we've talked about it before, but why? Obviously, Harry Chapin would you say he's your favorite artist of all time, or? Yeah,
I think he's the one. You know, when I was growing up, when I was 13 and through my teen years, right? I was mostly, I would mostly follow Harry Chapin, James Taylor, Jim Croce, John Denver.
Yeah.
But I guess Harry was the one who really stuck with me because of the uniqueness of his story songs.
Okay.
You know, and then the songs that I've written over time, I think lend themselves a little bit more to story songs.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Do you generally find it more interesting to tell a story? I mean, a lot of songs, there's no right or wrong way to do it. Obviously, every artist expresses themselves however, but most music that we listen to just broadly, regardless of genre, most of it doesn't necessarily tell a story. Most of it is, there's a lot of love songs, there's a lot of heartbreak songs, but actually telling a story, like The Merchant on Market Street is a great example of a song you have, and it's part of what I love about it, that actually tells a story. Mm-hmm. But I mean, is that something that's important to you to be able to, I don't know. I mean, do you have any songs that don't necessarily tell a story, but they're more just here's a love song or whatever it is?
Yeah, I've got several of those. I'll just make one comment, and I'll do one or two of the ones that don't necessarily tell a story.
Okay.
But in terms of telling a story, what I find about telling a story in a song, especially if it's from some true event, is that people in the audience, when they come to listen to music, right? And not coming to dance, not coming to drink necessarily, but coming to listen to music.
Yeah.
There's something in those story songs that they find relatable.
Yes.
And when they relate to it, they get so much more wrapped into it.
Yeah.
And that's what I like. That's what I like to see happen.
Yeah.
Now, if you don't want to necessarily have a story song, I've got one here. Now, this one I wrote a little bit later in my teenage years. Okay. This one I wrote when I was 17.
Okay.
Now, being from Western Pennsylvania, at that time, back in the 70s, okay, a lot of things going on, but one of the things that was really happening, not just in Western Pennsylvania, but across the country, was the boom in fast food.
Yes.
Okay?
Yep.
In Western Pennsylvania, it was McDonald's, it was Burger King, it was Wendy's, it was Burger Chef, it was Winkies. I don't know if they had Winkies up here anywhere.
No.
Winkies was an interesting one. Huh. And it was, if you were into seafood, it was whatever that seafood chain was, Long John Silver's.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, so one day I sat down and I said, maybe I should pay a little homage to fast food.
Okay.
So this is what came out of that.
Very curious to hear this.
Not a love song, not a story song, just a song about fast food.
All right, Lou Antonucci live in studio.
Now gourmet food doesn't faze my palate. I never been one for getting heavy into wine and cheese. Now Mom Antonucci can bake that lasagna, but I don't need no fancy dinners. I'm much more easy to please. Just give me some good old-fashioned all-American fast food. Now order me up a charcoal broiled burger, a number 1 in U.S. government inspected beef. And the sesame seeds hold the buns together. You can pass on the onions, give me some ketchup, tomato, and a slice of pickle. American fast food. Well, I've never been accused of being vitamin deficient. I got no ulcers in my teeth, I'm doing just fine. And I credit my good health to that fast food habit of mine. All American fast food. American fast food. All American fast food. American fast food. Yeah, with golden brown fries neatly cooked to perfection. A hot apple pie or a sundae with a top and a whipped cream. You can wash it all down with a shake or a cola. Got no dirty dishes, you just empty your tray as you walk out the door. American fast food. They said I never been accused of being vitamin deficient. My heart's still beating and my teeth, how they do shine. Oh, I credit my good health to that fast food habit of mine. All American fast food. American fast food.
That's great. Lou Antonucci, American fast food. I don't know, though. You don't think that's a story song? To me, it's like the story of how one ruins one's health.
Well, I'm sure a lot of people can relate to it. So
no doubt. No, that's great, though. I love that. I had not heard a song of yours like that before with that kind of vibe. I really like that.
Yeah.
That's a lot of fun.
Yeah, a lot of fun. Little different.
There you go,
I
Jenny.
liked it.
Yeah. No, that was great. That must get a really good response live, I would think. People get into that.
Yeah, the thing is, I'm playing it at a lot of nice restaurants.
Yeah.
So I have to be careful.
Yeah.
Right? But yeah, it does get a good response when I do it, for sure.
Yeah. So you wrote that? Did you say when you were 17?
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
Wow.
That was an early one.
Wow.
Yeah.
So you were writing songs good songs, really young. That's great.
Yeah, I guess hopefully I've improved over the years. As I, a lot of people ask me when you write a song, what comes first, like the words, the lyrics, or the music?
Yeah.
And typically it all kind of comes at once.
Yeah.
And a lot of songwriters, they'll say one or the other, or they'll say the same thing, that everything kind of just comes at once.
Right.
There was one song, after I went off to college, that my roommate actually had written a poem about a relationship with his girlfriend, and we're back to relationships. But this song is one, again from the album, and it's one where, as a guy, he's trying to figure out what his relationship is all about with the girlfriend. Are they really just friends, or is there going to be something serious there?
Yeah.
And I had never really done anything like that, where I've taken words like a poem that he had given me and turned it into a song. But this one, this one came out pretty good. You know, the relationship. His relationship didn't stand the test of time, but
yeah.
I think the song has.
All right.
This one's called, if I could do it, this one's called Touch the Sun.
Lou Antonucci live in studio. All right, let's hear it.
I tried to understand you. I tried to find you out. Tried to see inside you, to find what you're about. I tried to know what's on your mind, but I should have tried to touch the sun. You held yourself above me, and trying to be kind, you said you could not love me, but you'd give me all your time. I tried to know what's on your mind. Oh, I should have tried to touch the sun. Yes, I should have tried to touch the sun. So you go your way, I'll go my way. Sometimes it has to be that way, and sometimes you could make me feel like always was just around the corner, but it's always out of reach. Just as if I tried to touch the sun. The many times I told you this is a love, it's not a game. I'd embrace but never hold you, and cherish through the pain of trying to read between the lines. Oh, but I should have tried to touch the sun. Yes, I should have tried to touch the sun.
Oh, I love it. That's a great song. Great song. Lou Antonucci is here with us live in studio. So that's another one that goes way back then, right?
Yeah, that one goes way back. That was, right at my freshman year of college. So I guess I was 18.
Okay.
There was another song I wrote that I mentioned earlier. I'm feeling kind of nostalgic, and this song, I don't think I've ever played this song out in public, except for playing it back when I was 18 in college.
Really?
You know, I played it in my dorm room for people, and then I played it. We had it was interesting. In our school, we had an off-campus dorm where they put the freshmen.
Yeah.
It's called Forest Manor, and they had one building with the guys and one building with the girls, all freshmen.
Okay.
And then they were separated by a cafeteria.
Okay.
And so it was a great way to build camaraderie for your freshman class. And I have done, concerts in my dorm room, then in the cafeteria. We had a big concert there.
Yeah.
And then I eventually went back to that school and did a show at the Student Union there.
Oh, wow.
But this song I had written after I had first gotten to college. This one's about that. And again, I've not played this since I was 18.
I feel like we're getting an exclusive here. This is great.
This is an exclusive.
This is cool. Okay.
First time on the airwaves.
All right.
This is a painful one. This is about, you're in high school, right? You got that girlfriend or you got that boyfriend, and you're hot and heavy, and then you graduate, and you're both going off to different schools, right?
Yeah.
And you're either going to make it or you're not going to make it. But for those first couple months, you're dealing with that heartache of being apart.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
That's what this one's about.
Relatable, yeah.
Again, haven't played it for
long time.
Years, probably.
And a Lou Antonucci exclusive. I like this. Okay.
There you go.
All right.
Only for you, Matt.
Oh, wonderful. All right.
This one's called Driving Me Mad.
All right.
Living without you is making me sad. Going in circles is not what I meant when I said, girl, we can make it together again. It's driving me mad. I still remember the tears in your eyes. I hated to leave you, but don't ask me why. I'm still here, can't you see? I'll give it a try, but it's driving me mad. Days through the summer fly by as September draws near. Time once again to say goodbye. I never thought it could hurt this bad. If I could just see you tomorrow, I won't be afraid to tell you just how much it hurts to be so far away and missing you. I miss living without you, is making me sad. Going in circles is not what I meant when I said, girl, we can make it together again. And it's driving me mad. It's driving me mad. It's driving me out of my mind. It's driving me mad. If I could just see you tomorrow. It's driving me mad. If I could just touch you tomorrow. It's driving me mad.
That was gorgeous.
Wow. Yeah.
That
That
was
is
really gorgeous.
Yeah. No, that's incredible. Thank you for sharing that with us, Lou.
There you
Very
go.
powerful.
Exclusive.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's a great song. If you're just joining us, Lou Antonucci is here with us live in studio, and we're getting to hear some stuff we haven't heard before on the show with Lou here. And that's great. So you now that you've broken that out publicly here, is that going to be showing up in your set? Is it a great song?
Well, I'm trying to think if it's a little too rough for the restaurant crowd.
Really? Yeah.
But when I do a show that's a small stage original show, I'll definitely do that song for sure.
Yeah. No, that's
And
really
some
good.
other ones.
Really good. Yeah. How many? It's probably impossible to put a number on it, but do you have any idea how many songs you've written?
There are people that would say, "Oh my gosh, hundreds and hundreds and all that." I would say probably less than 50.
Really? Yeah.
Yeah.
Quality over quantity.
Yeah.
I heard Elton John say this once.
Yeah.
No, I'm sorry, it wasn't Elton John. It was Billy Joel saying this about Elton John. That's why I got it mixed up. He said you shouldn't write too many because you don't want to, because quality over quantity.
Yeah.
He said, that's right. It was Billy Joel who said this. He was on Howard Stern, and Howard was asking him. This was a few years ago. Why don't you write any more? Because Billy Joel, he's often associated with Elton John because they did those tours together.
Yeah.
And he goes, Howard said something about, Elton, he's still writing songs. And Billy Joel said, yeah, I think he writes too many.
Well, I think there's something to that. I know I have a lot of singer-songwriter friends, and they just, one friend of mine, he just, if he's not playing somewhere, 8 hours a day, he's sitting there writing songs.
Yeah.
And, that's how they did it in the old days.
Yeah.
When Carole King was a songwriter that worked for the studio, and they just turned out music, a little different thing back then.
Yeah.
But it's for me, it's more if there's an event or there's something that hits me,
right?
That then I feel like a song comes on,
right?
Or a friend of mine will say, hey, how about this as an idea for a song, right?
Yeah.
And I'll think about it, and then I'll churn on a little bit, and I'll end up writing something around it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't write that many.
Yeah.
But you had asked about the Harry Chapin show, and we mentioned a song that I've actually done. I guess you could call it a co-write.
Yeah.
There's a little nice little story behind this one that I do in the show, and I figured I'd better get it in now, so we'll make sure we get it in.
Oh yeah.
But the I've been doing the show now for 3 years, and last year I contacted a gentleman in Long Island, New York. Now, anybody knows Harry Chapin knows he's from Huntington, New York on Long Island, and his family's from there. And Long Island is like Harry Chapin country.
Okay.
And this gentleman, over the years, for 23 years now, they've been doing a concert in Long Island, and it's a Harry Chapin tribute concert. And it's all the Long Island musicians that get together to perform in the show.
Okay.
So I called him up last year and said, hey, I do this show, me and Harry. We just started traveling a little bit, and I play Harry's stuff all the time, blah, blah, blah. I'd love to come down and do a song in your show. Because he typically would have about, I think this year there were 38 people.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And some duos, trios,
Wow.
some singles as part of this show.
Wow.
Big production. It's really
Sounds it.
fantastic. So I called him up and I said, hey, could I come down and do a song?
Yeah.
And he said, well, I'll respectfully decline, because it's really a show about Long Island musicians
Oh.
paying tribute to one of their own.
Okay.
Okay.
Interesting.
I says, oh, I get that. But then he says, if you want to come down and join us on stage for the finale, because they always do All My Life's a Circle at the end with everybody.
Okay.
And I said, well, I'll see what my schedule is.
Yeah.
But turns out I was playing somewhere that night and didn't go down. So I had the opportunity. Now, over time, I'd gotten to know Josh and Jason Chapin
Okay.
through Facebook and some other things I do with groups on there, both sons of Harry's.
Okay.
And I got an invite from Jason to come down to Long Island in last November, for the Long Island premiere of a movie called Cats in the Cradle.
Okay.
The song that changed our lives.
Oh, okay.
If you've not seen it, you should check it out. It's on, I think it's on YouTube now too, but like Prime Video and whatever.
Yeah.
But they did a premiere in New York City, and then the next 2 nights later, they did a premiere just for Long Island.
Okay.
So he invited me to come down to that. And I said, oh, yeah, sure, this is a great opportunity to meet some of the other folks. So I went down. It was fantastic. Because I happened to be in the VIP room because he invited me, I got to, Tom Chapin was there. I got to meet Tom Chapin, several other people, the directors and producers of the movie. Well, Jason was one of the producers.
Yeah.
And then Josh Chapin says to me, hey, Lou, let me introduce you to my mom, Sandy Chapin, who is Harry's wife.
Wow.
Okay. Now, she just turned 92,
Okay.
but she's still going strong, and she's a poet.
Yeah.
In her own right. She's published several books of poetry.
Oh, wow.
As a matter of fact, folks that don't know it, there's 2 songs by Harry. One is called Tangled Up Puppet. One is called Cats in the Cradle. Those words were written by Sandy, not by Harry.
Wow, really?
They were poems that Sandy had written.
Okay.
And, Cats in the Cradle, she gave it to Harry, and he looked at it, didn't do anything with it.
Yeah.
But then they had their son Josh, and after they had their son Josh and he's on the road, then he went back and looked at it again and turned it into his only #1 hit.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
Okay.
So we spent a good bit of time, her and I, talking about her poetry and songwriting in general, and
Yeah.
and how they go together. And she mentioned a book that she published in 2014 called The Book of Eyes. And what it is it's a compendium of Harry's poems and also some of his lyrics.
Okay.
So I came back, to New Hampshire, and I went online and I bought the book.
Yeah.
So I'm looking through the book, and I came across this poem in the book, and it's called Singing Songs Alone.
Okay.
All right? And it just struck me because reading that poem, I could tell this was written by Harry at the height of his success.
Yeah.
He's sitting alone in a hotel room after a show out on the road, and you could tell that he's dealing with that struggle between what he loves so much to do, and that's singing and entertaining and engaging with his audiences, and his family back home.
Yep.
His wife and family.
Yep.
And that's what came out to me in this poem.
Okay.
So I took the poem and I put it to music.
Okay.
All right?
All right.
And I went back to Sandy and Josh and said, hey, I put this song to music and I'd like to record it. And I want your permission to do that.
Wow. Yeah.
So they gave permission.
Okay.
Wow.
They said just work with Warner Chappell Music, which is handles story songs, which is all the rights and everything to Harry's songs.
Okay.
So I connected with them, and we did some licensing
Yep.
paperwork and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
And recorded the song. And so recently, July 19th, they were doing the Tribute to Harry concert again in Long Island.
Okay.
And they contacted me, and they said, would like you to come down and do that song for us.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Wow.
So here I am, the only one in the show that is not from Long Island.
Yeah.
But they put me on like next to last. They did Cats in the Cradle
Wow.
last, and then, and it was great. It was just fantastic.
That is cool.
So,
Wow.
and,
Awesome.
and then on top of that, I get a call from, well, not necessarily a big competitor, I would think, but maybe 92.5, The River.
Yeah. Yeah.
And this past week, well, Wednesday of this week, They had that song as their homegrown feature.
Oh my God, that's awesome!
That is
on the river.
awesome.
Congratulations!
Thank you.
That's very cool.
That's been going very well. So
that's great.
I'd like to do that one.
Oh, I cannot wait! Cannot wait to hear this.
And I will mention that all the words in the song are verbatim per the poem.
Okay.
The only difference is the last line in the song. I added that.
Okay.
Because I felt it just would kind of bring it home.
All right. Lou Antonucci live in studio. And what's this called again?
Singing My Songs Alone.
All right.
I live inside my music. I love the spaces there. I can soar inside my stories. They can take me anywhere. You may say he's up there working. We've got our jobs and singing's his. But to me, I see it differently. It's the only world there is. I'm the king in my music castle. My walls are made of sound. My bandmates are my soldiers. We come to conquer towns. As I ride out on each melody, my microphone's my sword. I'm out to slay the audience. Applause is my reward. There's a lady somewhere waiting who loves me more than I can know. She dies a little each time I leave, loves me enough to let me go. She prays one day I'll see the way to bring my songs back home. Now I'm roving toward the lights, singing my songs alone. But when this song is over and the stage is dark and bare, my motel is a dungeon, 'cause no one's waiting there. And this king in all his finery is just a jester and a clown. My castle's a pack of playing cards that all come tumbling down. There's a lady somewhere waiting who loves me more than I can know. She dies a little each time I leave, loves me enough to let me go. I know I'm hopeless, crazy, an almost classic case. It seems to come out backwards. I've got a mask behind my face. I'm alive when I'm singing, and I've an admission I must make. When I'm up here, it's reality. When I'm off stage, it's a fake. There's a lady somewhere waiting who loves me more than I can know. She dies a little each time I leave, but loves me enough to let me roots back home. Now I'm roving toward the lights, singing my songs alone. And when the stage hands finally dim the lights, I'll be bringing my songs back home.
Oh, that is beautiful. Wow.
It was gorgeous.
Wow. Lou Antonucci.
You're very good for me.
Yeah, that is fantastic.
Thank you.
Lou Antonucci here with us in studio. We've got we don't have much time left. I want to make sure our listeners know where they can find you online, where they can find out where to see you, me, and Harry. Any of that information that we need to make sure people know.
Great. Yeah. Well, they could find out anything about me. Okay.
Yeah.
On louantonucci.com.
Okay.
LOUANTONUCCI, just like it's pronounced.
Okay.
.com. Okay, louantonucci.com. It also will have the schedule of the Harry shows.
Okay.
But there's a special site just for You, Me, and Harry, and that's youmeandharry.net.
Okay.
Okay. And if you make a mistake and say youmeandharry.com, that'll also get you there.
Oh, perfect. Okay.
But it's, that site has a lot. It's all pertains to the show schedule, the tour, everything like that.
Excellent.
Yeah.
And do you have anywhere that you're playing this weekend that you want to plug?
Yeah, I'm at the Homestead in Merrimack tonight. And I quite honestly forget where I'm playing next Saturday. I'm playing somewhere Saturday in New Hampshire. I think it's the Homestead up in Bristol.
Okay.
That's an outdoor patio thing. They got a beautiful patio up there. Anybody in that area that might want to come out, that's on Saturday.
Okay. Very good. Very good. Thank you so much. This has been wonderful.
Hey, I always enjoy coming by.
Absolutely.
I picked the perfect day to come in.
Yeah.
Stay inside here out of all that humidity.
Yes. Yeah, Jenny's been very, very busy. Should plug your website.
Oh, yes. You got to keep up with the good trouble that I get into. You got to go to jencoffey.com, JENNCOFFEY.com, and check it out there. Coming up on August 22nd, we'll be having our first meeting for the Patients Union here in the great city of Manchester at the Brookside Congregational Church. Go to my website to check out for more information.
Very good.
Great stuff.
Very good. And, of course, you can keep up with me at mattconnerton.com. That's the easiest way to do that. And, Lou, what should we can end the show today with one of your studio tracks. What did you have in mind?
Maybe a grandfather song.
Oh, that's a good one.
Have you got that without any commercials in it?
I do. Yes.
Just to mention about that song.
Yeah.
That song has been used over 24,000 times on Facebook.
Really?
By folks using it as background for something or other having to do with their grandfathers.
Well, how's that for validation, huh?
Yeah,
that's incredible.
Yeah.
Good for you. Very good. And this is from the album An Almost Perfect Flight.
Correct.
When did this come out? The album.
It's 14 years ago.
14 years ago.
Yeah,
wow.
2012.
Yeah. Well, it all holds up. So
timeless. I like to say it's timeless.
It is timeless. Absolutely. Lou Antonucci, thank you again so much.
Thanks so much for having me.
Absolutely. We'll do it again in the future. And we'll close out with this. This is called Grandfather's Song from Lou Antonucci.
My grandfather is the soul of this family. 81 years along in his life, living alone at the top of his mountain, tending his gardens where no one can
Taking a stroll, I stumble upon him, backbent and weary, crouching in pain, looking around. I notice his treasures, beautiful gardens, just his hand behind them, flowing with flowers and blossoming vines. I cannot say I feel that his life is gone. I can't be sure, think that I might be wrong. He's such a fine old man. He's digging and weeding from morning till evening. I tell him he's crazy, says he's lazy, he must get on with his gardening. How could I think that his life was gone? I can't be sure, think that I might be wrong. He's such a fine old man.